One can hear me. Um, can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you? Okay, you can hear me clearly. All right, fantastic. ID Kabasa, Kemi Sith Charles. ID, good to see you. Pastor Undu, I see you, my brother. Dakwagoy. Dakwagoy, you are my neighbor here. I shouldn't even see you on IG, right? Favor Tales, I see you. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Get everybody in. I have a big announcement today. Hey, praise for Woe. God bless you, good man. Thank you for coming here. God bless you. Yeah. I have a very big announcement for at the end of the event. Good to see you too, Pastor Undu. Yeah, Dapo, you have to sing by soon. True. Femi Luther, I see you. Pastor Godwin Uwubame, thank you always for popping in. Come see Charles, you are cracking up. All right, man. Femi Pedro, well done. Kenoja, I see you. Amuche, that's Helena Frey, my partner, my friend. Amuche, I see you right there. Thanks for coming in. Augustine, I see you. Torio Graham, thank you. Get everybody in. Let's go. Let's make this go high. Hilary, I see you, Hilary. Hilary Otuke, sure you are well. I need my videos. I'm waiting for them now, today. I'm waiting for them. I need them right after this event. I'm coming after you. Okay, let's go. Let's pump it up a bit. Get your friends, send messages. Let's go. I want to talk. So this is like part 4 where we started from. Remember where we. Can you hear me? You lost on the audio. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me clearly? Femi Lano, I see you. Please, if you can hear me, please, and see me clearly. Okay, Hilary says, okay. Can you hear me? We can hear you. Okay, so it must be your own phone. Yeah, thank you. You can hear me loud and clear. All right, I hear you too. Thank you. Go. Still loud and clear. Cool. So you will recall that I did numerology part 1 to 3, and this is part 4. Okay, this is part 4. I still have some parts to share, but today I want to focus on number 2, a critical part of number 2, which is key. Remember that I had said that the intelligence to numbering our days and being able to sit in the weight of numbers. Numbers are not just figures, right? Numbers represent so many things that over time, we've seen different patterns on numbers that has given us the energy of each number. You see what I'm saying? So, but 2 is one number that we need to understand. Of course, you have wise statements from the Bible like, 1 shall chase 1,000, 2 shall chase 10,000. You can't even find the math. If 1 can chase 1,000, you will expect that 2 will chase 2,000. But 1 is arithmetic progression, 2 is geometric. You see, the energy of scale in 2 is so powerful, right? So 2 can mean a lot, but also there is a lot of science in 2. You have counsel like 2 cannot work together except they agree. That's protocol. So when there is 2, there must be protocol. There is science to 2. You can't maximize 2, right, without understanding alignment, science, protocol. There's a lot of math in maximizing 2 every time, because 2 is beyond 1. Two is moving beyond one. So I'm going to be sharing on that. But let me just take the room in a bit more. Lawal, Dapo, see you. I see you. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, let me give you 2 more minutes and then I'll shoot. Is everybody ready for this? I want you to open your mind, particularly for those of you who are very religious, who are, very, very religious people. Open your mind. I consider myself spiritual. I don't consider myself religious. So let's allow, Joy Bauer, I see you. Let's allow our spirituality. Hey, Dami, Oluwatoyinbo, come on. You are not being fair to me. How can you hide your power and your grace and your wisdom from me all this time? You won't find me. Izora, that's the person that put clothes on my body every time. Izora Lifestyle, find him. Yeah, Koka Oladiro, I see you. Thank you. Promise, thank you. Hey, Dami, I mean it. Amuche, enjoy yourself today. Enjoy it. You should never live here again, Amuche. Find that woman. She's a very powerful woman. Adura Migba MC, I see you. Dami, I'm coming back to you. You see, I keep coming back to you, Dami. Dami Oluwatoyinbo, Pastor Dami Oluwatoyinbo. Amazing, amazing man. Doing incredible work. Find him. Strong man. Pastor Godwin, I still see you. East Treasure House, Abuja. Hey, Abuja, I hope you are ready for us. 2nd and 3rd. I hope you are ready, Abuja. Lagos, I hope you are ready. 25, 26. 25, 26 in Lagos. I hope you are ready for borderlessness. I hope so. Promise, Seniola, I see you too. Okay. Hey, Mo Wealth, I see you. Timmy Tops, welcome, Timmy Tops. Those are my crew. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. 2 minutes more and I launch. 2 minutes more and I launch. Timmy Tops, hope the home is doing you well. I am Peter Oluwadare. Welcome, everybody. I see you all. I see some requests. Nah, I'm not going to pick the request. You should know my life by now. This is not something I get used to. Ruth Zubair official, I see you. I just come here to drop my thoughts and get out. I don't get fun. I don't. So please don't bear with me. Tiwa Leshaw, I see you. Okay, people, 1 more minute. No, we still have 2 minutes actually. Still counting. Yeah, he called me the alien. I'm an alien. I call anybody doing some things at a level. Once your mentality is off the generic energy of the culture, you're an alien, right? Anybody that is operating at that frequency, we are all aliens. So for you to be here too, you're an alien. We are all aliens. We are strangers in a foreign land. The universe is not our base. Our base is deeper than you see what I'm saying? Okay, 1 more minute and we shoot. 1 more minute and we shoot, okay? I'm going to see if I can take questions today. I will see if I can. Otherwise, you can ask me on my DMs and I'll see what I can do. Or in my Telegram channel. If you are part of my Telegram channel, feel free to ask a question. I'm not sure they've opened that capacity, but we'll look at it. Oriade, I see you, Oriade. God bless you. God bless you. Nanya Binde, I see you. Yeah. Hey, woman of God, Bimbo Mesele, I see you. The whole idea of this conversation is actually to drive in the alienship of our design, right? To understand that there's so much to express. So if you really can't understand your place as an alien in the world, right, the common generic energy of the culture will always soak you in, right? You have to be strong to stay, to understand your weight and design as an alien in the world. so that you don't get comfortable. This is not your base, right? Then you are able to focus on mission and deliver. You see what I'm saying? PK same yesterday. Man, Woli. Holy Arole. I see you, Woli. Welcome, welcome, Woli. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's 8:13 in Lagos. I think it's about that in Oluwatosi today. I see you. It's about that in the UK. Is 1:13 in the United States Central Time, right? 12:13 US Eastern Time, I think. Alrighty, let's go. Boom. So, hey, first timer. Bam, 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 bam. He said, good evening, PK. First timer here. Enjoy. Enjoy, my brother. I see you. Official bio. Thank you. I celebrate you too. Okay, guys. So, 1913 in the UK. Correct. 1913 in the UK. Yeah. So, Dr. NJ, I see you. I see you, Dr. NJ. Waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Ola Kazim, my brother. Ola Kazim. Always loyal. Thank you. Thank you, Felix. All right, guys. So, understand that you are never required to express all of you in any moment. Listen, it is never, in fact, you will rarely be in any moment in your human expression. You will rarely be in any moment that will require the presence of all of you, all of who you are, all of what you know, and all of what you are capable of, right? You will never be in any moment where all of who you are, all of what you know, and all of what you are capable of will be required of you. Rarely. Most times, a part of you is what is suited for a particular specific moment in time. Of course, if you have listened to me, enough, you know that we try every time to refuse the common distinction between time and space because it doesn't exist. There's no distinction, there's no separation of time and space. Time and space are one. What does that mean? It means you can't have a what without a where. You can't have a when, rather, without a where. You can't be in a when without that when existing in a where. In other words, you can't be in time and the time is not going to exist within a space. You also can't have a where without a time. So you can't be in any space without being there at a particular time. So time as an independent representation, relative. Space as an independent representation, extremely relative, if not impractical for both. What you actually have at every point in time is space-time. The oneness, the singularity of time and space and matter. By that, I mean anything that has weight and occupies space. Anything that has weight and occupies space is the meaning in time and space. When time and space come together, matter is what they exchange. You see, the reason why time and space become relevant in that sense on this side of heaven essentially is because of matter. So the things that have weight and occupy space will be you, me, my watch, your shoe, your car, your house, your pants, your perfume, your heart, my earphones, my glasses, my books, all behind me, my chair, anything that has weight and occupies space. Powerful. But anything that has weight and occupies space will be impossible to experience or to even identify or to relate with or to connect with without the privilege of time and space together. In other words, when you think of your reality, it's a fusion of time, space, and matter. Now, your ability to understand that fusion and to manipulate it, that's power. Everything you call the internet, what do you think is going on? It's the manipulation of those three things. Everything you call marketing, everything you call sales, everything you call communication, everything you call intelligence, whether it's artificial or natural, right, or invented, everything in the world that is valuable, or even that is, when I say valuable, it doesn't necessarily mean to your interest. It could be evil. It could be terrorism. It's evil to us. It's sense to the people designing it, right? So whether it's narcissism, it's evil to me, it's sense to some other people, right? So everything in the world, Precious, good to see you, Precious. Good to see you. So, hey, Shawls, Olushola Muson, good to see you. Check these guys out. Check Precious out. Check Shola Muson. Shola Muson, good to see you. That's my long time, man. All right. And everybody here, let's just go. I'm going to keep moving. Shola, good to see you. So, yes, time, space, and matter. Every time you attempt to really weigh your meaning and your power in the world, trust me, is because by fault or default, you have come into the manipulation of the fusion of those three things: time, space, and matter. Now, therefore, you won't always have all of them, right, within your own preference or maybe your own prejudices, right? Or your own ideas. No, you won't always have all of that. So a lot of times, a lot of what you need to put together, right? A lot of what you need to create your power and maybe your influence or your results or your outcomes or whatever it is are not within your control. They are within the control of other people, right? So this is the way I represent that. The moment you come into the meaning that I've given you now, is just a summary real quick about time, space, and matter. The first step is see yourself this way. You must know that at every point in time, there are three variables in front of you that you are managing at the same time. You can't lose consciousness of one. You can't lose consciousness of time. You can't lose consciousness of space. And you can't lose consciousness of matter, right? At every point in time, you have to keep the three in focus. It doesn't matter whether you're talking to your wife, or you are parenting with your kids, or you are doing business at home, in the office, or you are on the street, or you are in a mall, right? It doesn't matter. When you understand that these three are at stake at every point in time, the potential to survive. Hey, Thames, good to see you. Thames directs our PK Book of Life globally. Good to see you, Thames. Welcome here. So guys, when war breaks out, I can tell you for free that some people have a natural propensity to survive the war than to die in the war. They may not even really know the capacity they've built. But when you go close to those people, there are those who are present enough to understand the manipulation of time, space, and matter, right? The manipulation of it. Not onto evil, but onto the idea of what you want and what you represent, good or bad, you see? Now, I'm not advocating for evil. I'm just saying, whether you are trying to rob a bank, or you are trying to build the biggest orphanage in the world, or you are trying to create the next level of the internet, you must come to the understanding of the manipulation of those three things. Whether you call it an invention, the traffic light, or you call it artificial intelligence, or machine learning, or, parallel universes, or, all the metaverse, or the multiverse, or whatever idea you call it, or X-ray machine, or a telephone, whatever you call it, right? They only are relevant. They are only able to be experienced by man. We are only able to see inventions. We are only able to see all these amazing equipment, a car, an airplane, an helicopter, a ship in the middle of the high sea, the telephone in our hands. We are able to experience all of these things because human beings have chosen to be in control of time, space, and matter. Listen, when you see a spy, you see, an assassin in an environment and he's interpreting and he's making moves, or somebody is going in to rob the most fortified place and pull off a heist and to rob a bank or to take gold. Those are people who understand that some other people have curated time, space, and matter in a particular way, and they have to hack it. You see what I'm saying? But none of them, regardless of their intention in the world, none of them is unaware of the reality or the necessity of managing those three things. Now, so in defining yourself, in defining who you are, you have to see yourself as a combination of time, space, and matter. So that helps you to also see the whole world in that combination. That means that when somebody can sit in his bedroom and manipulate those three things, you are involved. So you didn't apply for a phone. You didn't know you needed GSM technology. I've given that idea a lot. Agoze, good to see you. You didn't know that you needed a GSM phone. You didn't know that you needed it. You didn't know you needed a tablet. You didn't know you needed the internet. Some years ago, your life was terribly slow, but you did not know. If you needed to move from your city to the next city to see your uncle, you are going to have to get to the next city to find out your uncle just left the house 2 minutes before. You didn't have a text message to confirm. 50 years ago, you didn't have a telephone to call him to find out if he's at home. You couldn't see him real time with a video call. You couldn't see him. You couldn't know what he's doing. If somebody's saying, I'm not in Dallas right now. You say you are in Dallas. I'm not in Dallas right now. I'm in Dallas. Well, I could say, okay, you know what? Come on phone. I'll call you on FaceTime. But look at me in Dallas. You couldn't do that some years ago. It's going to be your word against his. You can't prove anything. I'm in Dallas. Well, there's nothing you can prove. You can't show him where you are, right? If you could show Pharaoh the picture of yesterday, if Pharaoh could see yesterday, they probably will add it as the 11th plague. If you could, because in Bible days, the only way they greet mystery is through devotion. If you could show Pharaoh or the Israelites the picture of what happened yesterday, because they cannot see it, or the video of what happened yesterday, if you could recall yesterday via telephony or pictures, a camera or a video machine recorder, and you could recapture yesterday for those people, they will worship you instantly, because that's too much. That's it. They will define it as a power of a God, right? And they will respond with devotion and humility and devotion. You see, but you see, all of those that you see are because human beings are able to hack into this idea of time, space, and matter. So once you are manipulating one, you are manipulating everybody. Everybody. Once you are swinging time and shifting space and manipulating matter and giving it direction and meaning, it goes beyond you. You are actually defined. So once you make a phone, it's not just for you. It's going to affect the whole world. When you make the internet, it's going to affect the whole world. So in your capacity to really transform the world, you don't need to go around the world. You don't need to move, all over the place and jumping around. No, you just need to understand that at every point in time, you can bend time, you can bend space, you can bend matter to create your own preference. And once you know that is what you are doing, bending it in one corner in Banjul or in Accra or Lagos or New York or Belgium or in Paris or in London or Dallas or Houston, bending it in a corner is bending it across the world. Depending on the products or the idea or service that you created out of that bending. So if you bend it and you came up with a phone, the whole world can use it. If you bend it and you came up with a watch, the whole world can wear it. If you bend it and you came up with a hat, the whole world can wear it. If you bend it and you came up with a movie, the whole world can see it. The idea is that at every point in time, when you successfully, oh, come on, look at my twin brother here, Niyi Adesoya, please give it up for Niyi Adesoya. I have to pause to, to greet my brother of life, for real. Talk to him, he will tell you, this is my brother, you know. You may not see us jumping on internet everywhere. We are 50-year-olds. We don't have time to sit on these things. People sit there for us. So, but that's my brother. Good to see you, man. I honor you. I celebrate you every time. You know it. So, every time you see people bend these things, every time you see people bend these things, they create something. They create power. They create energy, right? They create strength, right? They create something. And you know, everything in the world is energy. This is energy. Your shoe is energy. There's nothing called matter that is not energy. We found out that later. Ayeni, good to see you. Hey, Bimbo Amuson, good to see you, man. That's your last brother. Good to see you. So, so guys, hey, Pastor Nee, again, I honor you. I honor you, man. I honor you big time. So every time you get into that picture, once you get into that picture, then you must ask yourself, so how does it work for you? I'll give you one statement. This statement is very key statement. Never forget it. This is the beginning of your journey on this universe. Oscar Bert, I see you. This is the beginning of your journey in this particular universe. Okay. The first thing is this. Note and write this down. Get your pen and paper and write this down. The best of you is always in you. The best of you is always in you. I'll say it again. The best of you is always in you. So when they say you are enough, they are correct. But you are only enough for you. The best of you is always in you. But the completion of you is always in others. The best of you is always in you. Shino Oladile, I see you. The best of you, Dr. Foy, I see you, Dr. Foy. Make it happen. You see your hand. Make it happen. So the best of you is always in you, but the completion of you is always in others. I'm going to break that down. I'm going to break that down because that is key. When people tell you that you are enough, listen, they are speaking of you in your lowest dimension. This is your capacity to improve and impress and give meaning to yourself, right? You are enough in your own world alone. So when you speak of self-improvement, you speak of, personal effectiveness, you are speaking of a dimension of your expression. That is yourself without engagement. That is yourself without engagement. The best of you is always in you, but the completion of you is always in others. What that means is that there are two parts to you. At every point in time, you are functioning in two dimensions. You function in this, whether you like it or not. It's like default. What we are discussing here is for you to get intentional about it and to begin to lean into this, because there are a lot of things you are manifesting by default. You are luckily breaking into them. You are inadvertently breaking into them. You are somehow expressing them, picking them up somehow. So it's not reproducible. Because you are not aware of its arrival, you cannot document its power, and so you cannot reproduce it for others to follow. Therefore, you cannot intentionally install that intelligence or that wisdom in a different generation. It will serve you, but because you didn't really know what you are doing, right, you can't document it in a format that tomorrow's people can easily activate. So it's not reproducible and it's not transferable because you are not aware of the science that is really at work, of the protocol that really defines the genius that you are manifesting. So this is me attempting to articulate that protocol for you. So there is, at every point in time, you are in two dimensions. At every point in time, Mr. Fash, I see you. You are in two dimensions. The first dimension is you. In terms of truth, that's what I'm saying. In terms of that statement I made, that the best of you is always in you, but the completion of you is always in others. So as long as you are in your bedroom, as long as you are talking to yourself, as long as you are speaking about meaning, you are speaking about purpose, right? As long as you are speaking about those two things, you are in your first dimension. You see, you are expressing your own energy within your own world. When you master that, that is what you see. A lot of our daddies, a lot of our fathers in our history did so well. They had integrity. They were virtuous. They were kind. They didn't take bribes. They were so loving, but they still ended up powerless, poor, weak, zero influence in the world, because they thought that the mastery of that which makes meaning to them is enough to give them the power that they need in the world. Hey, Joey, I see you. You're welcome here. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy it. Good to see you. So if you have the thought that, the man was so kind, he was such a man of integrity, he wouldn't, he kept to time every time. If you keep to time every time, never late, never say sorry, never apologize, never do it, you never miss time, most likely you're going to end up poor, because it means you don't have momentum in your life. If you have momentum in your life, you will apologize. You will call that I'm running late. You will do, because you have momentum, right? There's an ease you don't want in your life where everything becomes predictable, right? So you can master yourself so much and still be powerless outside of yourself. But it's good. The foundation of whatever it is you are going to do with other people is tied to the mastery of yourself. So whatever it is you do, whatever energy you invest in yourself, no matter how much you read the Bible, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you study, no matter how many textbooks you read, no matter how many books you consume, no matter how much you jump around, you are still in your first dimension. You are enough in yourself, in your home. When you are in your bedroom, you will get all your meaning in that mold. You will get all your sense of purpose, all your sense of thoroughness in that mold. But listen, the moment you are talking legacy, the moment you are talking destiny, you have to transcend that version of yourself to the completion of you. To the completion of you. Now, that completion of you is in other people. So now you are now moving the energy that you have mastered beyond you. So the only reason why you are moving beyond you is because you are going to create a value that other people in the world can nest in. Ruth Hobby, I see you. I see you, Queen Ruth. God bless you, Queen Ruth. I see you. So the only reason why you are not dead, the only reason why you are alive, the only reason why you are not in heaven right now, right? Official bio, I see you. The only reason why you are not dead and you are alive is because projects, listen, projects, agendas, assignments, mission are outside of yourself. You see, so you can't be enough for that. You are not enough for that. You will never be enough for that. So when you are speaking legacy, trust me, you are not enough. Whoever tells you are enough, they are speaking motivation. They are speaking to a lower resolution of yourself. They are not speaking to the ultimate of yourself. That is why words like collaboration, partnership, networking, those things become powerful, because when you are deploying collaboration now, you are multiplying yourself. You are now going into that too. On your best day, as long as you are with yourself, you produce 1,000. Your 1,000 value. 1, we only get 1,000. 2, we get 10,000. So to scale yourself, to expand your value in the world, to grow your influence, to stretch your meaning, to build your power, you have to zone into other people. Because the capacity to stretch beyond yourself, hey, Fako, good to see you. The capacity to go beyond yourself and to experience your deepest power in life, your greatest strength and influence in life, is not tied to you alone, but to how you curate the experiences of others, in their own dimension, right? So their understanding of time and their experience of time, of space and matter is what you are controlling. That's what you are going for. That's what you are going for. In other words, you are going into their universe to rent a space in their heads, in their hearts, and give them an interpretation of the universe from your perspective. That is what has happened with Windows. Windows has superimposed their own manipulation of time, energy, and space on you. And you are paying for it. That's what is happening with iPhone. That's what is happening with McDonald's. That's what is happening with Toyota, with Honda. That's what's happening with Google. Every time you pay for anything, what has happened is that by fault or default, intentionally or unintentionally, somebody has manipulated those variables and then those quantities and then superimpose that agenda on you. The moment the person is doing that, he has mastered himself in a dimension, or as I see you, in a dimension, and he has gone into another dimension, into a multiverse, which brings me to the idea of parallel universes. The idea that you can be in one space, in one place, but doing different things in multiple other places at the same time. Meaning that, so they build official Makosi. I see you, Makosi. I see you. So listen, somebody creates something in Silicon Valley, but the way you interpret that iPhone in Lagos is different, or even in your own house is different from the way somebody is using the phone. Somebody is using this phone to watch a movie. Somebody is using this same phone to record his wedding, right? Different purposes, but you are there. Your universe that you have manipulated and you have set into the world is now being represented in different lives. You see, that is how you must see the world, so that your royalty and your dominance can be on your war table, in your war room, because you are not just, you have to know for real the exact impression you are sending into the world. What exactly are you trying to create? When a married man comes in contact with your creation, how do you want him to feel? When a single person comes in contact with your creation, how should they feel? When the business person comes in contact with it, when the middle class people come in contact with it, when the 1% of the 1% come in contact with it, when people at the bottom of the triangle come in contact with it, how do they experience it? You are dimensioning that experience you are creating, and you are sending it into the world intentionally, right? To rent a space in people's heads and in their hearts. Now, that is the awesomeness of the genius we are talking about today. The idea that the best of you is always in you, to create, to curate your own individual, personal meaning. The moment you have to do anything else that is sensitive to legacy, that is sensitive to destiny, it has to be project sensitive. It has to be mission sensitive. It has to be agenda sensitive. So there must be an architecture right there. It's just, that's all of what you call marketing. That is what they work for. Now, once you get that, all right, you now take the front seat and say, if I don't control it, I can't install it. I have to control it. And you must define how many people. For me, is 80 million. I'm not looking for the world. I'm not trying to capture 8 billion people. I just need 1% of it. My goal is to be in the heads of 80 million people in the world with the ideology I represent. That is my commitment. That is where I'm going. So every day as you speak to me, every day as you talk to me, every day as you relate with me, and as I engage with the world, I am aware of, it's either I'm expanding that space or I'm closing it. I'm not just vibing. I'm not just around. I'm present. I am present enough to superimpose the commitment and the resolve within me beyond me, because if that is unnecessary, I can as well be dead. You see, I can go to heaven today. The only reason why you are breathing, your breath is proof of something higher to conquer. Your breath is proof of something deeper to penetrate. Your breath is proof of something by far more superior to install in the heads and the hearts of so many out there. That is the goal. That's why you are breathing. You're not breathing to just be, walking around and just having conversations and eating food and wearing clothes and spraying perfumes and driving cars. That is the effect of those who know what we are saying now. They created a car. They gave you the shoe. They gave you all of those things. You are not doing any one of those things. So your meaning, your joy, and your happiness will have to exist within consumption. So when you have it, you are happy. When you don't have it, you are depressed. Because essentially, you are playing to a lower resolution of yourself. Your own meaning is being designed within your own world alone. You are not participating in that creative world, in that world where the world is being created, where people are making their contributions by manipulating those three tools: quantities of time, energy, and time, space, and matter, right? So once you get that, how do you then rove? Because the guy on the other, I'm not worried about the guys who don't see what we are saying. The idea is that if you come to the United States, for example, to sell anything, for anyone, for you to really scale, you can be selling to some people. It's an economy of 300 million people, with over 70% of them with some level of purchasing power because they have dollars in their hand and they work for it. So you can get the attention of a few. But to go national, for people to know you, for the whole country to know that you exist, or to feel the weight of your products, or to know that you have a service out there, then you have to be intentional at a level. It's not just going to happen just because you want it to happen. No. It's going to happen because you are going to sit down, roll up your sleeves, and begin to understand these quantities, right? So people say, conspiracy theories about, some people who control the world, they have different names for them, all of those things. Those things are true to the extent that human beings like you and I, including myself, are going to sit down in our war rooms, in our fact-finding rooms, in our research rooms, research and development rooms, to say, how much space do we want in the world? What is my share of value under the sun? When I'm done in another 40 years, in my 80s or in my 90s, and I'm saying goodbye to the world, what will I be leaving behind? Listen, I'm not just going to get there and find out what am I going to be leaving behind. No. I'm going to have to walk it. I'm going to have to design it. And I'm leaving for that. I started late because I'm a late bloomer. Right? I am. But that's fine. Opportunity once lost can always be regained, right? So that's not an issue. So now we are clear. We are clear of all the blocks: time, space, matter. You are enough for yourself. The completion of you is not enough in yourself. And what I mean by that is simple. Just imagine that you are so full of integrity. You keep to time. You've mastered your energy. You are emotionally intelligent. You are all of that, but you are not selling anything to the world. You are not giving anything to the world. Just imagine that Bill Gates thought like that. We will never know Microsoft because he will have just enjoyed himself and died weak, powerless, and tired, weary. When people come to me and they are frustrated, I always tell them, it's the way you are using those three quantities. It's how you are manipulating those three quantities. Because if you don't get it, you are going to sincerely be frustrated. You will be frustrated all day and you won't even know. You won't even know. You will be at peace with your error. You will be busy recycling a weak history. Don't forget, you can only cry about a pain you feel. You can only mourn a loss you are aware of. When you didn't even know what you lost, how will you cry about it? How will you feel bad about it? You're not going to feel bad about it. You're not going to even cry. You didn't even know you lost it. I call it unconscious loss. You won't feel bad at all. Meanwhile, you are leaving so much on the table, but you can't audit. You are not aware that the table exists. You are not aware, therefore, of what is on it. How much more that you are losing what is on it. You see what I'm saying? So, let's be clear. The power you have is never enough for you. Don't let anyone convince you that you are enough. That is like you can do everything by yourself, but you are not creating nothing. The moment you want to complete you, when your peace is ready for completion, when your power is ready for completion, when your meaning is ready for completion, when your purpose is ready for completion, when your legacy is about to be announced, when your destiny is nearing completion, listen, it's not because you existed. It's because you existed deep enough to connect with others in the world. 2 million of them, 3 million of them, 50 billion of them, 100 million of them, 2 billion of them. It doesn't matter. You will decide what the depth of that connection is. But the connection you make, you can only be as fulfilled, as meaningful. Your legacy can only be as weighty. Your peace can only be as rich as the connection you make with others. So I'll come back to that statement. The best of you is always in you, but the completion of you is always in others. Now, once we agree on that, then we come to the real game. Your avatar. Your avatar. And I'll speak to your avatar real quick because I don't want to spend too much time on this. Because I want to close before 2 o'clock. I would finish everything in 1 hour. I'm going to try to do it in 1 hour. So, your avatar, AVATAR. Your avatar is not just something you put on as your DM or your ID. Sorry, your whatever they call it. I mean, it's not just something you play with to do your smileys or to do your emoticons on your emojis. No. It's by far bigger than that. It's actually a functional reality. It speaks to the capacity of the human life to function, to create multiverses, first of all. To create multiverses of yourself. DP. Thank you, Pastor David. DP. To create multiverses of yourself. 1. And then to live in each of those multiverses at the same time. It's 2. So that is multiverse versus parallel universe. So you create multiverses of yourself. Every day that you go out, you have about 15 versions of you out there at every point in time. In the same room, you have a version of you connecting with Mr. Fred, another version of you connecting with Miss Aisha, another version of you connecting with, Uncle Dave. You see what I'm saying? And you are giving them different experiences of yourself in the same room. Good to see you, Jimmy. Good to see you, Jimmy. Welcome. In the same room. In the same room. How much more in the world, right? So that's why you could see a company like Toyota. It's the same company that owns Lexus. They are giving you, at the same time, an experience of Toyota. You say, I don't like Toyota. It's too common. I prefer Lexus. Well, we got this for you. Some say, I don't like Facebook. It's everybody's game. I prefer Instagram. Well, you are here. You are here. The same mark will get you on Instagram, or it will get you on Facebook, or it will get you on WhatsApp, or it will get you on Thread. But it's going to get you. The idea is you're not going anywhere. So these are people who know how to create multiverses of themselves. When people say, it's just me, I can't do more than one thing at the same time, it's okay. But I can define your universe automatically. You can't escape this. You have to be able to create your own multiverses, and you must therefore be comfortable in functioning in those universes parallel to each other. Meaning that you are in each of them at the same time doing different things. That's why God could be God the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. That is why that is why all this, oh my God, how can I help you? I'm so fascinated by this. You can, and the difference is you being intentional in understanding these things, in zoning into these things. You see what I'm saying? So the idea is you come into that and representation. Your avatar is the same Kunle Soriyan, same face, same hands. It's pretty much the same thing that makes a chameleon a chameleon. When you read scriptures like, I send you out as sheep amongst wolves. Therefore, be wise as a serpent, one hand, be gentle as a dove, another hand. You see God referring to himself as sheep, as, lamb, as lion of the tribe of Judah. What do you think is going on? HR Madam, good to see you. Good to see you, HR Madam. What do you think is going on, though? Think about it. What do you think is going on? Everybody wants to be like God. You want to be kind like God. You want to be good like God. You want to be self-controlled. You want to, have power like God. Well, this is a part of God you have to want to be like. The capacity to be omnipresent. Woo! Now, I don't mean that literally in the sense that, you are everywhere at the same time. God, in his omnipresence, right? Because he's also omniscience, can be in every spot in the universe at the same time. You can't. But this is what you can do. You can be in the spot that you create at the same time. God can be in all the spot at the same time because he created it. You didn't create it. But the one you create, you can also be there. So Bill Gates can be in everywhere Microsoft is, everywhere Windows is, every room. It can be there at the same time because he created that universe. And so he has the capacity to bend that universe according to his preference. You see what I'm saying? Oh, come on now. So that is when you are now completely zoning into your God's likeness and God's image. It takes courage and authority to really sit in that meaning. Now, people who don't know God are sitting in it because every human being is born with the capacity for dominion. With dominion. And with that dominion, whether they know God or not, whether they are Christian, Muslim, it doesn't matter. They will dominate the world if they zone into their mentality of domination, which is natural, it's existential, it's deeper than existential, it's natural, it's inherent, it's God-given. So when you understand that, so when you see people have branches, you see, say, McDonald's, the same store, anywhere you go, the same experience, the same taste, the same, whether you are in South Africa, or you are in London, or you are in New York, or you are in Dallas, or you are in, you are in, Italy, or you are in Spain, McDonald's is the same thing. That is omnipresence in that sense within the universe they have created. God is God because he created the entire universe, the entire thing. So it has the capacity, therefore, because when you create something, you really don't live inside what you create. So the makers of this phone don't live inside the phone. They live outside of the phone to manipulate the creation, send you updates. They continue to manipulate the device. So the creator of the world is not going to live in the world. However, because he is God and he is in time, before time, after time, he has the capacity to live outside of his creation, inside of his creation at the same time. You only have one capacity to live outside of your creation. You cannot live inside of your creation. So no manufacturer lives inside of his creation. You can't live inside of it because you don't have the capacity to do that. So your power, therefore, is tied to your capacity to live outside of it, to see all the angles of it in this fourth dimension and manipulate it and send it to the world as you wish, right? Lord T, good to see you, right? So this is the reality. This is the power that you need to sit in, right? So if you get that, when you sit, though you are man, they are looking at you, but your mentality is the mentality of the creator, of not a creator. The creator is in you. It was deposited in you. You didn't give yourself. Every human being is made in God's likeness and built in God's image. So you do what you will. There's no searching of your understanding. The moment you begin to sit in that zone, you are now looking at everything as an alien and saying, I created something. I'm alien to what I've created. I own it. I live outside of it. So when I touch it, I am visiting it. Even though I created it, right? That's what they do in Apple to send you updates. They touch the creation and they manipulate it and send you updates again, but they don't live inside of it, right? But they know we are controlling this. Now, your capacity Now you are not God, you are man. But as man, you have to be able to create your own multiverse. Your multiverses. It's not difficult. It's not deep. Listen, you're already doing it. To me, you are my protege or you are my follower. You are live here. To your husband, you are not a protege. You are a wife. To your wife, you are a husband. To your children, you are not a wife. You are not a husband. You are a dad. You are a mom. To your friends, you are not a dad, mom, or protege. You are a friend. To your neighbors, you are a neighbor. So these are all different multiverses. These are all universes. These are all universes. Now you see some people get so lonely. They only live in their house and they have another universe outside. Their neighbors, the guys on the street, they don't even know how much power is deposited in that neighborhood. They stay within the limits of their own room, missing that universe instead of going to manipulate that universe, to control that universe, right? So you can't stay there. You have to see everything. Your office is a universe. Your neighborhood is a universe on its own, right? So people say, oh, how can God be 3 in 1? Well, I'm 15 in 1 at any point in time. I'm 21 in 1 at any point in time. Right now, my son is somewhere, I'm not there. But there are things my son will not do because I'm living in his head. I'm living in that universe. And so even though I'm not there, I will control his actions from here without talking to him. There are things I will not do where I am now because my wife is in my head, right? Because my mom is in my head. And so they are not here, but in my universe, they exist in my universe. You see what I'm saying? So you are in that multiverse. You are not, because your body is trapped in matter. Your existence is in a container that has weight and occupies space, right? You seem limited, but you are not. If you are limited, why are spirits coming here? Why do they want to live inside you? Why is God living inside you? Why are demons trying to possess human beings? Because on this side of heaven, it's a limitation not to have a body to live in. So you have to live in a body. It's an advantage because that is matter. In this side of heaven, on planet Earth, there must be a fusion of matter, space, and time. In the heavenly realm or in the spirit realm, they don't need matter. They need space and time. And time there is timeless, if you understand what I'm saying. It's before, within, after, right? But here, you stay in it. Now, this is what I'm saying. It will look like pretense. When Jesus then said stuff like, be wise as a serpent, be gentle as a dove. He's saying at the same time, know when to manifest your serpent energy. Listen, what's the dominant characteristic of a serpent? Cunningness. Cunningness. That's the manipulation of your avatar. So when you get into a room, somebody needs your dovey energy. You give them doviness. Some people need your serpent energy. You give them serpent energy. You know they say a leopard cannot change his skin? Wow. How can you reduce a whole jungle to the character of one animal? A leopard cannot change his skin. That's his choice. That's his own reality, rather. Snakes do. They change their own skin. Chameleons do. There are so many animals in the jungle who change their skin. So the economy of the jungle cannot be subject or reduced to the character of one animal called leopard. No, there's so much more going on in the jungle, multi-universes going on in the jungle. It's a multiverse in itself. We can't reduce it to one person. So every time you come out, see everything you are encountering, every human being you are encountering as a universe. And it comes down to 3 things: people, places, and moments. People, places, and moments, right? So when you get into that space, you have people to bend, you have moments to bend, and you have places, which is space, geography, to bend, right? So when you see products all over the world like Toyota in every country, that's how much they've manipulated geography, space, right? In time, right? Putting matter, a car, into that space. Boom, 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 boom. It could be culture. It could be a philosophy. Shegun, I see you. It could be a philosophy. It could be an ideology. It could be anything. But you guys to be able to move and to navigate like that. You see what I'm saying? Now, hey, Jedi, I see you, Jedi. I see you, Jedi. Now listen to me. Listen to me. This is very important. This is very important. There is an art to being able to take yourself as one being into the world and change your skin as you get to different temperatures, as you have human contact, as you get into different places, you pretty much adjust and change who you are. You are not being deceptive. No. What you are doing is called adaptation, understanding the required energy of a geography and then zoning into it. That's what birthed slave trade. The white person of slave trade came here, understood the energy of that environment, and then zoned into that. That is what gave birth to colonialism. When the white people got to Africa, they were not looking for the white people of colonialism, not the white people of today, of colonialism. They were not looking for people like themselves. Hey, LA, I see you. They were not looking at people like themselves. Dr. Sars, I see you. They were not looking for people like themselves. They were looking for the indigents of the place to rent a space in their heads. So from the first staff he hired, that is why you go to a Nigerian church in America. It's all Nigeria. It's not, the church is not in America. It's in Nigeria, inside America. You see what I'm saying? So you see an African restaurant. There are Chinese restaurants that everybody can go in and eat. How come it's only Nigerians that will walk into a Nigerian restaurant in America? Essentially because that time, the space, and the matter in that room has not been manipulated to rent a space in the heads of the people of diverse cultures who are in that environment. We have more white people in America than you have Nigerians. We have more Americans in America than you have Nigerians. But how many of them can you bring into your universe by entering their universe and superimposing your own idea, your own agenda, your own mission into them? People come around me. I mean, people have failed the test of the sense of people. People have come around me, and even here in the United States, they judge, criticize because they think, they don't just understand because the complexity I'm dealing with. I didn't come to America, for example, to look for Americans. No, I'm going to be in Nigeria next week. I'm not here because I'm struggling or I need help. No, I'm here to penetrate an idea in the world. Listen, I'm here to penetrate a commitment, a resolve. I have an agenda. I have a mission in the world at every point in time. You see, if I'm looking for Nigerians, I left 200 million at home. I can't come here and be looking for Nigerians. I can't. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong, but that's not me. I can't come here. If I want Nigerians, 200 million. I'm going to be home next week. I'm going to be releasing with 200 million. I'm not leaving Nigeria, coming here to look for Nigerians again. No. I'm here to look for the people who designed this environment, who created the rules, the laws, the protocol, the science that they can notice. What can unlock their interest has been defined. You come here to swim on that term and then penetrate yours. You don't jump into a pool and swim on your own terms. No. You can't jump into a pool and say, I'm going to swim like this. Because you're an adult, you have the freedom to swim like this because you have the right to choose how you act. But you are going to swim on your terms and die on your terms. Simple. If you jump into a pool, before you jump in, you must know the protocol of the pool. You must know the science of the pool. And you must know how to align with the pool. Otherwise, you will drown. So when you jump in, you fulfill the rules of the protocol. You align with the science of the pool. You move into it. But the pool determined how you swim. You didn't make your rule. So when you get into it, that's why you see there, a friend of mine I was talking to a friend of mine. I said there are 13 rules that African churches break when they get to Europe or America. And so they can't attract foreigners to stay there because they've broken 13 rules. It's not going to work, no matter how they pray, no matter who is praying for them, no matter who is supporting them, no matter how much they fast. They are going to attract the people who can align with the energy they are creating. It's as simple as that, man. There's no science to it. It's not rocket science. It's just basic, right? Somebody said, I want African restaurants. I want to build this kind of restaurant. I said, you're going to make it for Iru. What are you going to do with Iru? Because Iru, which is an amazing ingredient in the Yoruba delicacy, do you know how it smells? It smells like poo. It's so terrible. You put it in a room, the whole place is upside down. What are you going to do with that? So, Chinese restaurants are everywhere. If you go to China, what you are calling food in your Chinese restaurant in your country is not what they are eating in China. what they sell in Chinese restaurants are all over the world. They move into the world with food. We can do the same thing. We have the capacity to do so. But in moving, they adapted the Chinese food to the energy of the environment they go in. That's why you have a car, American spec. You have European spec. You see what I'm saying? So if that adaptation is not possible, they are not deceiving you when they created American spec. They are not deceiving you when they created European spec. They were not deceiving you when they created the Chinese food that you can eat, right? That they don't eat, but they want you to eat it. So they give you a form. If you come to Nigeria or to Africa and you are selling meat pie, cake, you are going to die very soon. Remember, the first fast food restaurants that came to Nigeria, they were selling meat pie, cake, they were selling burgers. They all died one after the other. Because we are pepper-based, we have to eat pepper. So how did they survive? They figured it out. That's why selling meat pie, the Nigerian will get nauseous. It will feel like throwing up after 2 weeks. It needs pepper. So have Amala sport somewhere. Have African sport somewhere in the same fast food restaurant. So we have a wing where we sell meat pie, fried rice. We sell burgers. We sell sausages. But we have another wing where we sell amala and pounded yam and kenke and all the African food. So that when they are tired of meat pie, which they eat for the funk, F-U-N-K, not for the fun. The amala is what they eat for fun and leisure. The African delicacy is what they eat for fun and leisure and satisfaction. The meat pie, they eat it for the funk because it's not theirs. It's foreign to them. The salad, they eat it for the funk. The pizza, they eat it for the funk. What they eat for the fun is pepper. So the moment the restaurants figured it out, they began to support it in that universe. They were not deceiving you. No. They just understood that they have to bend that reality and provide what works for that reality. It's as simple as that, right? So, guys, the intelligence is adaptability. It's not con. It's not deception. No. It is the necessity of being able to understand the requirement in any area, being humble and true to yourself to identify those requirements and to supply it. You can't write exams and answer the questions on your terms. You follow the instructions. 2 questions, 50 marks each. This is the rules. If you don't follow it, you are going to fail. Hey, Sheon, good to see you. Happy birthday, Sheon. I've been meaning to call you, but I keep forgetting. Happy birthday. So that is the way you move with your avatar. So you have to understand that avatar. What does it look like? How do you share it? So I know what my smile means. I know when I need to frown. There are places I get to, I feel like laughing all day, but I know they don't need laughter here. I have to frown. I have to be serious. And I give them some kind of face. It's what they require. The moment I turn to the next person, that one needs laughter. I'm laughing. So people have come close to work with me and they see me take on somebody. They think I'm angry, I'm upset. I finish with the person, I turn to the next guy and I'm laughing. They say, wow, this guy is a wicked, look at him, he's laughing. So he wasn't even angry there. Well, no. The person I'm talking to doesn't require frownness. It requires smile. I give him the frown. These guys are messing up, dropping the ball. They need some frownness. They need some 1 minute knock real quick. And then I shift. You have to be able to understand that. It's like you hire in love, you fire in love. Both of them are in love. You don't fire in hate, no. But you must be ready to fire and hire if you're going to run anything. You see what I'm saying? So get that in. Call it whatever name. Call it elasticity. Call it adaptability. Call it versatility. Call it whatever. It works for me. Just get it. But the intentionality in curating, in designing, in superimposing, that's the big work. Now, let me end on this. This is big. Now, how do you then zone in for insight? People come to me, oh, PK, yeah, you're deep. And I say that humbly. You're deep, you are that. I've told you, if praise makes more sense to you than criticism, you are still small. Praise and criticism are the same because they're coming from human beings. Once it's coming from a human being, they are not different. You don't draw any comfort from praise and you don't draw any dejection from criticism. None of them should have the capacity to change you. You are a constant. You can take both, but they must not change you. Praise shouldn't make you feel better. It shouldn't make you feel accepted. No. And criticism should not reduce you as well because both of them are the same. The people who praise you will kill you. The people who kill you will praise you. So get it right. There's no enmity in the world. Enmity is a tool. Hey, Pastor Sheon, good to see you. Pastor Sheon, good to see you. So let me land it. Now, I want to go into how to zone into insight. How to zone into insight, right? How to zone into insight. Wow. I don't have the time to create that. I probably will go to part 5 of this to talk about that, but I'll give you a summary. The advantage, the most critical advantage of understanding your avatar and being able to design it and deploy it in the world is also the capacity to generate novel scenarios. Novel scenarios. In other words, to create intelligence 0 to 1. In other words, to create maximum necessary maximum action from 0. 0 is not empty. 0 is not nothing. There's a lot in 0. I can't see your phone, you can't see me, but there's no wire connecting both of us, but we are connected electronically. What connects us, we cannot see, but there's a connection, right? So that's 0, but with a lot of properties in it, you see? So understand that you have to be able to, the energy that created the world is 0 to 1. It's moving from nothing into something, right? The world was created out of nothing. Most people need 1 before they can create anything. That is 1 to infinity. That's the energy of innovation. The energy of invention, creating something unprecedented that the people have never seen before in a generation, because new is old happening to new people, right? So it has existed in a form, it just became relevant to a new people, right? Because the ideas always go in circle. The same thing you saw yesterday is coming back today, right? That's the way it works, but let's leave that. That is a currency to tap in, but let's leave that. The idea is, how do you then come into a space and speak newness? Because newness comes from birthing, you create newness from known knowledge. Known knowledge is key, but known knowledge is oppressive when it can morph into newness. So your goal is to create newness out of old. You see what I'm saying? But old doesn't have to be substance. It can be mere time and space. And matter is not just what you can see. Once it has weight, it's matter. So, so there's a lot you can create. That energy. Like I said, everything is energy. Wood is energy. This phone is energy. Your shoe is energy. Everything in the world is energy. Everything in the universe is energy. Right? We now know that. So you can pull up something from there. Now, how do you do that? How do you consistently relate with people? Because at every point in time, you are coming out with products that are tangible or intangible. A philosophy is an intangible product. An ideology is an intangible product. A shoe is a tangible product. Now, whether you are speaking or you are making, whether you are communicating or you are thinking, you are producing. You can produce intangibly and you can produce tangibly, right? I don't think I have time but next 5. Part 5 will come into how to create new thinking, original thinking through your avatar. You have to learn to zone out of your known experiences into your real difference. When you get into that difference, a rebellion is waiting for you there that will give you the courage to receive what will visit you there, and then you take it down back into your universe. So you don't share knowledge horizontal. Knowledge, real knowledge, authentic knowledge is horizontal to vertical and back. So it's from where you are, you go up, down. This is how knowledge comes. Boom, boom, boom into the world. Boom, boom. You have to know how to zone out of yourself, zone into a different universe, peak from there, and then come back into your universe and then diffuse horizontally. So knowledge is first vertical first before it's horizontal. The people who can go vertical with their avatar are those who what's that grammar? They repeat what others have said. They are not voices, they are echoes. You will just keep saying things that if we Google, we'll say the same thing there. When 80% of what you say, 90% of what you say, 95% of what you say are on Google, there's something in you that is purely horizontal. When you zone into your vertical place, which everybody will not do, everybody is not willing to do, everybody is not ready to do, regurgitate. Oh, it's just missing my mouth. You know, I stammer. People don't know that I'm a stammerer. I stammer. It used to be worse. It's better now. Yeah, so that's the word. You will just be doing that. You will just be copying people. Let me tell you something. The embarrassment of copying people, and this is research. Research has shown that those who copy people miss the genius of the person they are copying, and pick the eccentricity, the weakness, and idiosyncrasies of the person. So you want to copy somebody who is saying something deep, you just go and copy the way he dresses, or the way he makes his hair, or the way he puts his neck out, or he carries tambourine. You just be doing like him. But that's not him. What defines him is intangible. You can't see it. The way he dresses is not who he is. The way he talks is not who he is. There is a set of energy, the universes he obeys, that allows him to be that unique energy that you want to copy. You can go to your own universe too and pick from there, right? How do you do that? So that when you show up with strength and power, standing in your own difference, standing in your own reality, standing in your own energy, and standing in your own power. And let me tell you this. This world will not recognize you, will not reward you for your similarities. Never, never. The things that define our commonalities, hair, nose, leg, they don't define us. That's not who we are. We are not rewarded for our similarities. We are rewarded for our difference. Difference is your critical success factor, critical greatness factor, critical relevance factor. Your difference is your critical influence factor. In other words, your difference is your personal power. Now, if you can, your avatar is the only thing that will secure your difference. Giving the world as it is, and in their generic constructs, where everybody will rather do what everybody is doing. The only comfort and ease you have is to zone into your avatar. Your avatar is the communication of your difference, but you can't pick it horizontal. That's what everybody is. You have to pick it vertical and then bring it into your world, into your universe, and diffuse it horizontally in the world. So when you see products across the world, that's horizontal expansion. That's not vertical. Vertical expansion, you can't see. Horizontal expansion is the representation of deeply created vertical expansion. When you know how to go up, then you can pick things that you're going to send all around the world horizontally. So the gospel came vertical, but they spread it horizontally. Everything that will go around the world must be picked vertically and then spread horizontally, right? Horizontal expansion is necessary but weak. The strength of it is vertical expansion. And vertical expansion is to move vertically through your avatar into the spiritual zone, to pick elements that are not seeable in the horizontal realm, and then download that down, and superimpose it as a product or as a service or as a philosophy or as an ideology or something in the world, and spread it around. That's 0 to 1. I hope you get it. Now, part 5, we will zone more into this. My big announcement. Who is ready for my big announcement? Now, everybody wait for my big announcement. This is my big announcement. Right? On the 25th and 26th of November, I have Borderlessness in Lagos. Borderlessness. That is your next level of borderlessness in Lagos. On the 2nd and 3rd, we have it in Abuja. 2nd and 3rd. Don't miss this. Don't go listen to this big announcement. We have it 2nd and 3rd in Abuja. Now, the event is expensive. I've been struggling with it. It's been a lot, but this is what God told me. And you guys, I'm sure some of you are hearing me say God told me for the first time. I'm not the one to come and say God told me something easily. But God told me until further notice, I'm not going to charge for anything, any conference or event I do in Nigeria anymore. I've already started this, and please, it's still costing me money. But if you can afford it, please don't be small by pretending. If you can afford it, please pay for it. You will help me reduce my pocket, or that I will spend my money. But if you can't afford it, don't be buried. That's my announcement. Go to the website, kunlesoriyan.com/borderlessness, and apply for a grant. Just apply. You will see apply for a grant. Apply. But you have to do it this weekend. Between now and Monday, tops. Do it real quick. Apply, and that's it. If you can't afford it, no questions asked. Just apply it, say something sensible, and put it in there, right? You will sit in that room by God's grace. There's so much happening in Nigeria. I've tried to pretend, because this event was designed for 50 people. But the DMs I have received, the messages I have received, people say, oh, sir, it's just somebody who gives me, I'm not kidding, he will give me 2 million every year. 2 million. He will spend 2 million. Just say, sir, this is for you. He came to say, sir, please, can I pay 100,000 for this event? I'm like, you give me times 10 of that. He said, man, things are tough. I said, wow, I'm so sorry. You know what? Don't even just go put it in there. Put 100K and do it. And then people have been calling me, sir, can you, people that I know can do this thing. That is the link. How can I pin this? Can I pin this? Pin comment. Yeah. So go to this link and go there and then pick up the and just apply, right? Get your friends in, but first come, first serve, who makes sense. Don't go and get anybody in, because I'm still going to check the sense. If you look at the form, we ask some questions, we'll see the sense. We don't want anybody to come into the room. So I was going to do this for 50 people, and if you know my events in Nigeria, I do 100 people, 50 people, 150 people. I don't stretch it. Who can pay? But I think I've been strongly rebuked by God, and I feel that I should respond to this energy, and, you know, until further notice. And further doesn't notice on time. That's my pain. I struggled, I must tell you, for the last 2 weeks, I've been struggling with it. But I finally released myself, and this is it. If you can't afford it, go do it, right? Just let's go. Let's go. Lagos, Abuja, call all your friends, tell them to go in. But if you can afford it, please don't embarrass your own soul. I won't know, but your soul will know, and will hold you accountable. Pay for it. In fact, if you have more money, give us. Even if I pay 2, say if I want to give you 1 million, say take, make it free, whatever. But we are doing it. I've tried to get sponsorship, okay, because the time is late. You know, I've tried to call people to sponsor, but I said, you know what? What is it? I'm just going to do it. So we're doing it, guys. That's the big announcement. So you have no more excuse. Don't miss borderlessness. You know, God told me. What broke me was when I was sitting down to curate the content, I just heard it deep in my spirit. You mean you are going to deny all these people this great data, this information? You are not going to do that. Freely you have received and freely you will give. And by that, I'm not saying I'm going to stop charging, you know, in the space that I do that. But we are going to do this. So please get out there, go do it. Call your friends, call your cousins, call your neighbors, your colleagues at work. Get everybody in and just go register. That's the big announcement. Now you have no excuse. So now I can sleep. Now people who are sending me messages, that's it. So go. Some people have already told you, I'm sorry, you can't come for free another time. I take it back. Please go back there, go do it, and let's make this happen. All right? Let's make this happen. Call everybody you know. But you know we have limited seats. We have limited seats in Lagos. We have limited seats in Abuja. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Get out there and go connect. And if you have paid before, don't say, I paid before, I shouldn't have paid. No, that's small thinking. That's small thinking. In fact, still pay because you can afford it. We are just making room in recognition of a lot that is going around us now, right? So the virtual space is only open for the Dallas event and the Houston event. Here, we are not in that space yet. We may get there, but we're not in that space yet. All right. So guys, that's it. Stay true to this announcement. Keep moving. And then I love you from the bottom of my heart. You are special to me. I would never, ever take my followership for granted. Let's keep moving. We are creating miracles in the world. We are transforming our environment a space at a time and superimposing what we understand in there. Let's go there, people. Let's go there. All right. Love you. Stay blessed. Everyone, have a beautiful evening. Enjoy the evening. Rest well. See you around. See you soon. 25th and 26th is next week, though. Don't forget. It's just next week. It's around the corner. So go get on it. It's next week. Don't let anybody take your place. Get on it and call everybody. If you are in London, call your cousins in Nigeria. If you are in Canada, call your cousins, call your friends, and say, guys, get on it. If you are in Ghana, call somebody or fly into Nigeria. It's affordable, right? Or just drive in. All right. Okay. I love you guys. We're going to call it a night here. Bless you. Bye. I wish I can save this again. I'm always nervous when I'm ending this show. Everybody who has come here tonight, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I'll see you in part 5. And then see you next week. All right. Bye.